And welcome my fellow Scout Rangers to Napoleon Total War 3 4v4 battle replay today at the map Saxony 3-B. One team today we have, I think it's Gebhard von Blücher, Lord Cambridge Rochluck, and Tywin Lannister. On the other team we have Milkman, Humpty Dumpty, Halo, and Mr. Moist. Now we have about 10 points, that's 13, 15 points on the map today, so a lot of points up for grabs today. We have about 8 points roughly, I think it's safe to say, in the red team's territory. So it'll be a real contest to battle that for the center 2 pointer. That will be the key to victory in lock in this battle today. Looks like we've got all France affair. We've got France Rhine here. We have here France Egypt. And we've got France Flanders mixed in as well. We have two Flanders armies potentially. No, we've got France Rhine here. So maybe two France Rhine armies. It would appear to be that. Coalition forces are in the mist and somewhere out there in the distance today. We cannot see the flags just yet because they're all the way at the corner over here. Here we go. We have here England, Portugal. We have Austria. We've got another English army here, and UK, España to finish us off. So potentially two 10-pointers back there, one 9-pointer. And I'm not too sure what this army could be because England has a lot of varieties. Now, looking at the terrain, looks like it's a great map for artillery. Mostly open. The hills are not that big. That means, well, there won't be too many natural defenses from an artillery shot. Like, if artillery is deployed here, then they pretty much have the whole valley available to them. They can fire almost any direction, and the only impediments will be the trees, of course, and the buildings, which there aren't too many. It's also good for cavalry warfare as a result. Plenty of open space. You gotta love that. Austria has a lot of cav, as we know. España can also bring a lot of cav, as I've seen in the past. Now, France, he's got a lot of skirmishes. That's a good and bad thing. Highly vulnerable to cav charges. He's got to watch out for that. Cav targets skirmishes as much as they target artillery, in my experience. And also got to watch out for those little sniping missions where somebody will sneak behind a light, fast cav unit just to take out your artillery or general. So you got to watch out for that. Now, France's progress will be slowed, of course, because we've got a river to cross, and that causes the player no end of grief. And so we'll do some more cutty, everyone, and we'll come back once the battle begins. So see you soon. Alright guys, we've got our first engagement today. It's a very light engagement. England's suicide charge into a superior French unit. They stood no chance. Cavalry butchered them. This unit, it would be tired. It was just chased by this French unit over here quite a distance. I mean, this cav unit should be getting a bit tired. Yeah, they are winded. Austrians have arrived. We've got a few English cav units in the area right now, so it looks like the coalition have been building up their strength. If they launched a major attack against the French cav in the area and the France was forced to engage, they will probably lose. So it's probably in France's best interest just to pull back a little bit, gain more reinforcements, get their own strength up a bit before they commit to the major attack. Because that first battle was completely unnecessary. Did not favour England in the slightest. So, we'll see you again very shortly. Alright guys, we've got our first real shootout going on. All three units of skirmishers here shooting at the English as they're crossing the river. So England has arrived and they have taken the first 2-pointer, or middle 2-pointer, inside their territory. Now Austria here should be forming up, it looks like, on the left flank of the English player here, and he needs to because we've got a bunch of French troops over here that could be of some concern. England here could easily be overwhelmed on either side if his allies don't push up and shore up those left and right flanks of his. We've had a bit of a slow going here with the cavalry battles, but it looks like they're finally stepping up. The cuirassiers, actually these are the dragoons. They waited until the last second to turn around. France has managed to win that battle there against the UK España forces. Now, España had 3 units of cav here. This is a 3rd unit over here. If he loses this one, then I think he's all out of cav. France... Oh no, he's got 4 units here. One more has appeared. He should get that one back though. That one should be okay. Looks like we have some green unit that may have survived. That broke earlier. Yeah, I saw him break earlier. He's come back to the battle. This unit of English skirmishers, he's completely outgunned. He's only lost 2, 3, 4 soldiers maybe at most. It's not terrible considering you got 99 guns pointed at you. There you go, saw that one fall. So it's got a few light jabs here and there. Just like boxes, I suppose, facing off. Just sort of touching the gloves, getting a feel for each other. But the Imperials have shown up their cav fight. They have achieved cav superiority, it looks like, over the Coalition. That's a big win there for the Imperials, and a big disadvantage here for the Coalition. They've only got a couple cav units, I think, left. And they probably need to keep those in their rear to defend their generals and potential artillery, but also from a frontal charge as well. If the infantry is preoccupied with the other infantry shootout, then a cav can easily slip by and smash into artillery, as we've seen countless times. Cav is the only real important asset that can save a unit that you really need to protect in order to win the battle. That's why you shouldn't try to throw away your cav, or I suppose use your cav too early in an engagement. A lot of players seem to always underestimate their opponent in terms of the quality of their cav that they're attacking, and they'll think they got off a great charge, and they might have, but then the unit's morale sort of starts to dip suddenly and then rapidly, and then breaks, and you think, geez, I got the drop on that guy before, and yet my unit still crashed or bugged out. And the other guy's still standing and he's looking pretty strong. You get an idea of the quality of the cav unit you're attacking based on their uniform and whether or not they're wearing armor. And also based on how fast they move as well. That's also a good indication these days, considering you can't tell what your enemy is by looking at it, because as you can see, the card is blank. So you have to rely on the sight of their uniform and the speed in which they run. Everyone's just sort of really taking their time. Got some American Indians here on horseback. I'm not too sure what weapons they pull out. Could be axes. I know Russia's got a unit where they pull out bow and arrows. That's kind of cool. We've got an English general all the way over here. He's protecting the 4-pointer. Not too sure why. Imperials aren't really sending any forces this way. And he already sent cav down this direction, so he swept this area. He knows what's here. He's just French cav in the distance there, and that's pretty much it for now. He's got to move his army down towards here to show up his allies' right flank. Now, I suppose the good thing that the UK players do have going for them is they've got this big swamp here, which will slow down any sudden advance from French infantry forces, as well as cav. Buys them those valuable seconds to maybe load a canister shot and blast them right in the face of the cavalry unit before it charges in. So, you know, Coalition, although they've suffered a few losses and they've dipped in terms of their cav force, they've still got a few terrain advantages up their sleeve, which could get them back in this fight. And also it takes some of the advantages of the cav out of the equation to a degree. I wonder what this cav unit's waiting for exactly. Like, there's no artillery in the area. There's some. Oh no, there is some artillery, but it's pretty close to infantry. And if these guys shot, then they might even kill their own artillery crew. So maybe it's actually a benefit that the UK charges in and tries to take out this artillery crew. And if he doesn't succeed, if he gets this unit behind the artillery crew to fire, they'll probably do this job for him. They'll take out their artillery crew themselves. This is not a good place to be in. The infantry should be either side of the artillery, not directly behind. That's a vulnerability here the coalition forces should be exploiting. I wonder how long this little skirmishing game is going to go on for before they decide to really go at it. I think Spain is going to kick us off really. He's the closest one to his opponent. France is marching up towards him in column formation. UK will be able to form up much faster than France will be able to in this case. So France has got to fall back and reorganise himself. He move towards his enemy and then start fanning out, because they'll take some time, and that's valuable time UK would have to fire into his ranks. Yeah, he's trying to run from the UK. Sorry, France is trying to run from the UK, and he'll be slowed down slightly when he crosses this ditch. So it looks like I have a little bit of a forest engagement here. And let's slow down because of the trees. The UK is better. Make sure these units here can form square, or at least most of them. A lot of enemy cab behind his line. He's going to make sure he fights this battle with a bird's eye view so he can see that cab move into his rear at a moment's notice and react accordingly. We've still got about 40 minutes left in this fight, so no one's going to rush just yet. And France is killing some of their own skirmishers here, the sappers. They lost 3 men there. Oh, that's the same player. He put his own unit there. He might actually think he's putting up some sort of barrier between his artillery and the enemy, but he's just going to kill his own men. There's some strange movements there. He's just trying to move an 8-pounder around here. That's going to be slowed down considerably once it hits the mudflats. Because these are mudflats, guys. They really hinder your progress. You might as well be walking at 12. You might be as well walking artillery. Your infantry can move this slow. Now, France has a good opportunity to have some sort of concave formation here that just directs all their fire into one focal point area. And that could severely cripple UK's forces here and drive him back. Given that he's fighting France-Egypt, he's got to try to fight this battle in a way that keeps the enemy in front of him and away from his flanks. Alright guys, we've got our first engagement. We've got 4 units of the UK moving up and they're taking on about 3 units of the French line. So he's picked his spot to attack pretty well. France has no real ability to take quick control of this fight if he wanted to. He's got a couple units over here. But if he brings them up, these UK units will simply pull back. It looks like we've got some nice artillery coming in there. That actually looks like it was being fired from France's direction. Do they shoot their own troops? Don't see any artillery here. Like, this one here looks like it came from the UK there, but these other 3 looks like they came from the French direction. This is weird. I don't really see any artillery over here. Alright, France has moved up 3 large units, but they probably have poor accuracy. About 278 shots there from that unit alone, and only 1 soldier here dead.
We have killed their general, sir.
Okay, whose general was that? Taiwan then has lost his general. France sniped him, but they saved their artillery. More importantly here, the horses haven't run away, so they can still move the artillery around. They're very lucky to retain that ability. Yeah, well, France is in danger of being outflanked. They've got 4 rather large UK forces coming over this way. We've got 3 French units coming over here. You've got some cav as well. France seems almost caught out here by the UK advance. He's not really formed up to engage him properly. Well, they got to charge into the square before they were able to form. So it took out a bunch of them. I think he's going for a bayonet charge. Nicely timed charge there. Has sent UK España running away. So it kind of looked like UK had the upper hand there, but a nicely timed counter-attack with the Cav leading the way there has certainly sent UK España reeling backwards. He probably needs to just withdraw from this fight and head back up the direction from whence he came. If he moves forward here, he's going to be outflanked by the French forces to his own left. We've got 3 French units here that could easily turn around and give him a whole lot of grief. I would have left these 3 units engaged while you bring in reinforcements from the flank. These Dragoons here have been awesome. They've charged into units that have formed square, but they haven't broken. They've only lost 25 of their number, or 23, give or take. But they've performed very well despite charging into units that have been able to form square multiple times. And they're still kicking. So Egypt really got his money's worth out of those Dragoons. Proving to be just as valuable as cuirassiers. Meanwhile, Austria is moving up very slowly here. That's a big blow there to the coalition alliance. These guys here have got to do something soon. They got to try and take out their opponents in front of them before they're outnumbered later on. I think he's running artillery away. Looks like Portugal sent some artillery trying to help, but then his ally collapsed and now he's well, I would have thought he's trying to bug out, but this unit here has been left behind. Is it on fire wheel or something? I'm not too sure what happened here. It looks like this unit was just accidentally forgotten about. He's forming squares so he can see. See, something went horribly wrong there. France is moving in quickly to try and isolate these 4 units, block off their escape, take him out. You got this unit over here saying, you guys aren't going anywhere, you're mine. Well, gee, what's he doing? He's got to turn around. Do you face them? They're marching straight towards him now. There you go. No, he's in column formation here.
Our men are running from it.
What is this unit up to? Okay, there you go. Nope. Where's he going? He's going to bayonet charge him. That was a strange move, but seems to have paid off. Okay. UK España here has been taken out. Surgically, it would seem. France over here. France Rhine has a crap ton of cav over here. He's ready for almost anything. Some cavalry. Some heavy cav. More dragoons. So, you know, moderate to light cav. Pretty strong. How's the Austrians looking? Now, they've got some lancers here. That can be a bit of a problem in the earlier engagement, and we've got 2 units here of heavy cav as well, so C3s, give or take. There is no artillery here on the front lines. Austria is free to move towards the enemy and engage him if he's got the quality and strength to do so. He doesn't have to worry about artillery, so that's a big bonus here to attack. But he better do something soon, because France has time to set up a proper defense here. If he gets his artillery deployed, then Austria is going to be in a whole world of hurt. But until the artillery is delimbered, I think Austria is safe to attack. There are friendly forces between them and the artillery, so it's a big bonus. UK is slowly creeping forwards here, but in a very disorganized fashion. But here France has formed up. A bit of a bunch up here. Not too sure what happened there. Shouldn't be too bad. It's not great. There you go, just tightening that up now. See, the skirmishers are being shot at in the back now by their own forces. Now I think they're trying to move behind the line here. UK, Portugal looks to be next on the list. So they tried to cross the river and the artillery just smashed them. Well, the artillery's not pointed their direction anymore, which is strange. I mean, they're pretty close. And they're not at risk of hitting their own forces because they just went into a ditch. They can shoot over their heads right now. Now, they're actually limbering up. They're going to move their artillery. Okay, Spain has a few units over here now. Looks like they reformed. Maybe they were broken ones earlier. But, you know, France has a lot of manpower here on his side. Might not be the best troops, but they easily can steamroll the remaining UK Spaniard forces here. It'll come down to the Portugal's quality of forces if they can hold France back or not here. Of course, the artillery will play a big part in holding this ground. We've got 4 UK units here in the swamp. It's 4 on 3. Both sides have good line of sight on the other. A bit too early to tell how that engagement will go. This one doesn't appear to be going that well for France anymore. I mean, he was formed up, I think, well before. But his forces here are seemingly being beaten back. Step by step. The artillery looks to be under fire. They're firing cancer shot. But at this range, it doesn't seem to be helping that much. They probably should switch to cannonball. Probably get more kills and affect their morale at a greater rate. Nice shot there from the Austrians. They're making a plate. No, they're gonna try and charge into the English infantry. This cav is active. They're not tied. But I figured, okay, that doesn't work. Let's try the Austrians. .47 cavalry. Oh, they broke. The Austrians held. I thought the cav had them for sure. It sounded like all momentum was with the UK there in that fight, but they've just pulled back for now. I'm not sure that was wise, but that's just my opinion, of course. UK, they did seem to be winning that fight. Despite the artillery. We've got a couple of cav units here. He's got to turn these guys around. We've got 3 large French units all bunched up together coming down the road here, and these guys are facing the wrong direction. It's possible the player here has either dropped out or left. The artillery is firing away, so that's a bonus.
Our men are running for it.
He's firing canister. I think he's still here, but he's not moving his infantry. He's turning around now. That's good, but geez, that was slow. Probably didn't realize until it was way too late. We'll see what these guys can do. Won't be able to do too much, but something's better than nothing. That was the wrong move right there. You see the cav charging into the infantry units right here, but we've got infantry on their right that they probably should be harassing and keeping off the backs here of these guys. Portugal's charged in, but now Spain is trying to line up to act as cover on their front. UK and Spain were stationed here and ready to fight in front. But now he's pulled out, and the Spaniard's got to react to that. He's got to try and move these units. And he's being surrounded here. The artillery was priority, so he's got to protect that above all else. He's charging, he's trying to keep them off his back. They won't get off another shot. This one might. No, they won't. They're being sent packing. France is coming around here. They're going to move behind the UK forces to surround them and then shoot him out. So UK's got to, in order to live, he has to fight his way forward. He's got to fight his way forward and beat his opponents there, turn around and then fight again. Some French cav charging in. I think Austria's going to try and hit that cav. There's just some pathfinding issue there. Alright, they're back. Got stakes deployed. Good fire there from the Austrians. Or is it from the UK? It's from the UK. You've got them lined up beautifully. Jeez, look at that. How France hasn't seen that already and reacted to it is a mystery. You couldn't ask for a better shot like that. That's well done, mate.
We have killed their general, sir. Now
Oh, the second coalition general to fall. Jeez, was he killed by a stray bullet? So it's like they were all killed at the same time. Okay, looks like these guys were the culprits. Unlucky, Arctic. Here's morale here. The French army is shaking in the center. Probably gonna falter. UK Portugal is coming to the middle. We've got France shattering them from the side, either side in fact. There's only one side of the square England can go right now. On the right, you can't turn, you can't go back, you can't go left. he has to keep going this direction. They tried to take out the artillery crew, but they didn't succeed. They got away. He's winning the infantry fight. Oh, they broke at the same time. Nice cav. See, one thing the UK Portugal player seems to be doing, he's charging his cav units at the same time into the same target. You can lose cav that way. You can lose friendly forces that way too, so you gotta be careful with that. It might seem like a good idea. It might seem like you're using a bigger hammer, charging both units at the same time. But in reality, you probably are handicapping yourself considerably and opening yourself up to losing both units at the same time, especially if an infantry unit can get shot on both of them. Or just start shooting, because they'll hit both anyway, so... France has just got to be a little bit light here on the center. Doesn't want to go in too rough. He's relying on the flanks here to do most of the legwork. The forces here are just meant to keep these guys occupied while the forces on the sides finish off the entire army in the middle. France is just walking up to these guys. What are they up to? These guys are fresh. They're engaging some Highlanders. Everyone seems a little bit slow to fire. Here we go. Wow. Eight in there. Nice volley there from both of them. You don't want to see that if you're a Highlander guy. This is a superior unit probably to both of them, but... Jeez, he's taking casualties fast. I don't know why Good, Francis turned around. I think he's gone too far. France might have a wider net here, but the net is pretty thin and can be highly vulnerable in some specific spots. Like if you're the UK here, I think maybe if you want to win this battle, you've got to charge this position right here. I think they've got the troops to break these guys, break them in half, and then turn the tables. And start attacking France from either side on their flanks as well. These guys walked up to these units, were seemingly untouched, despite being fired at point blank range.
Our men are running, sir.
They try to charge into the infantry there, but they form square. This unit here has to shoot these guys in the backs. Oh, so many guns. The general here is in danger of being broken. Might be trying to go after him.
We have killed their general, sir. Now they must break.
Lord Cambridge. Where's that? Okay, he's gone. There was a small glimmer of hope there for the UK Portugal player, but France just snuffed it out. Good coordination there between Flanders and Egypt. Portugal's on the way out. You've got to hand it to Austria. That's a massive army. Although, just because it was a massive army doesn't mean it can't be easily destroyed. But but it's given this French player pause enough that he doesn't want to go full-on engagement yet. He wants to wait for his allies before he really goes toe-to-toe with this guy. Cavs charging in, and they're charging into the skirmishes, which are vulnerable, but come on guys, if you can fire now, you can save yourselves. Alright. That just means France here timed the charge well. He waited for these guys to fire, and then once they were reloading, then he charged. So it's nice attention to detail there. He's just chipping away here at the Austrians. And that does the same thing. We'll get you to the result that you desire if you just chip away at your enemy. Artillery was vulnerable and it was wiped out. If this isn't a prompt Austria to attack right now, then nothing will. I mean, he's got to engage his enemy. If he waits, he's just going to be annihilated. At least this way he has the opportunity to defeat his opponent at least. Like, at least one of them. If he waits, he'll have no chance to defeat anybody. Okay, he's trying to keep his forces in the fight. Okay guys, here we go. Austria stepped up to engage. I'm seeing France lose a decent number of men. Not so much these guys on the left. The ones in the middle seem to be doing really well. Especially against these guys here. These little invisible sticks. Come on, there you are. I think those forces there, they're the UK. Most of them are broken. 3 were still in the fight. The Austrian cav and the French cav are still just facing off against each other. They don't want to engage at all just yet. I don't know what it is about this model here, but they like to disappear, don't they? Okay, France is withdrawing. Yep, looking at the fight, Austria was doing pretty well. You've definitely seen a lot more dead French bodies than you are Austrians. Austria here, can he win the cav engagement? If he can, then he should attack. French cav charging in. So that Austrian cav needs to move it. Smart move, man. Turning around. Well done. Yeah, these grenadiers here, they're definitely leading the way. I don't think lock matters that much anymore. It's 11 minutes, so... But they've cleared the area, and they know France... You know the coalition forces don't control any buildings at the moment. Finally, Austrians charge in. Well, they're going to break their own forces here. This unit needs to run around and charge directly into the French cav there. Them bunching up like this just inhibits their ability to fight. Makes it easier for France to stay in control of this battle. Now these are Lancers. These Lancers need to circle charge into the French cav, not stay engaged to them. That wasn't a good charge there from the Austrians, so it's a shame. Saw some blood flying there, didn't we? Alright, with most of the cav destroyed, you'd think France would just pursue and just wipe out as many as he could. I know we've got some UK-Portugal cav coming, but I don't think I have to worry too much about that. These guys are very tired, that's why they're so slow. Got French infantry charging in. I don't know. Oh, okay. The entire Austrian line, he's just sort of collapsed on him. The general might have been broken. I don't think he was killed. You got to feel for a player when his army just sort of packs it up and gives up on him all of a sudden, especially when it was looking like it was pretty strong. Most of the time it was in the fight anyway. But it just seems like once France breached their line, they just sent a cascade of shivers down the spines of all the Austrians here and they just fled. The cav came back, but it's exhausted. It won't be able to accomplish much. I think we've only got one cav unit actually left on the field, and then it's over. Alright, that's it. Oh, hang on. One unit just reformed. That's got to annoy people to no end over here. Oh no, it was victory anyway, so well done. Unfortunately, I don't have the table to show you guys the results, but we'll have a look at the kill count here of the player who sent in the replay to the Lord's Discord, I believe. He ranges from 228. He got 2 units getting over 200 kills. We got about at least 5 units getting over 100 kills, make that 6. And the rest of the army didn't do too bad. So all in all, the army performance here was really good. Well done, mate. Now, if you want to see your own Total War replay VG3 here on this channel, guys, don't forget to check out those 2 links you'll find in the video description below, which is, of course, my email at scoutsoфentertainment@gmail.com. You can also join my Discord server, Scouts of Constance, and post it there. or simply post it to the Lord's Discord and tagging me in that replay also helps as well. This is Mika from Scasm Entertainment signing off. Goodbye, my fellow Rangers. See you all in the next Total War battle.